ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Football Association is preparing to send its men's national team to the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships March 28th through April 4th in El Salvador. Named to the team are Gavin Christie, Leslie St. Fleur, Chris Davis, Torrin Ferguson, Gary Joseph, Darren Benaby, Aaron Hanna, Kyle Williams, Donovan Williamson, Dwayne Forbes, Timothy Munnings, and Nestle Jean. Head coach is Roberto Siciliano. He'll be assisted by Steve Bellett and Julian Smith. Team Bahamas will play in the same group as Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, and the USA. The top two teams from each group advance to the round of 8. The expectations are that the 2-4-2 will advance to the final 4, and from there, anything can happen. The Bahamas Swimming Federation has also named its 36-member team for the Carifta Championships in Barbados. The 11 to 12 girls consist of Cicely Bogue, Caitlin Cabral, Anya McFall, Jolie Snowbold, Jewel Pinder, and Catherine Slatter. 11 to 12 boys are Devontae Carey, Kevon Lockhart, Ian Pinder, Tristan Russell, and Lamar Taylor. On to the 13-14 girls now. That will be made up of Celia Campbell, Jana Thompson, Tania Martin, Lily Higgs, Victoria Russell, and Virginia Stamp. The 13-14 boys, that will consist of Isaac Bastian, Telez Folks, Samuel Gibson, Darren Lang, Peter Morley, Joshua Roberts, and William Russell. 15-17 girls, Joanna Evans, Margaret Aubrey Higgs, Simone Stirrup, Jasmine Gibson, and Andrea Swish. The 15-17 boys comprise Mila Aubrey, Drew Bastian, Dionisio Carey, Enan Fernander, Jared Fitzgerald, Gershwin Green, and Alex Sands. And the open water swim team will look like this. That consists of Lily Higgs, Tania Martin, Aubrey Higgs, Lauren Aubrey, Joanna Evans, Joshua Roberts, William Russell, Alex Sands, and Meshach Roberts. Coaches are Andy Knowles, Andy Lovett, Trevano McPhee, and Sarah Knowles. Now on hand for the Carifta swim trials over the weekend was Olympian Ariana Vanderpool Wallace, and she spoke about what she saw.
He swam well. I know a lot of people got best times today, and they're trying to make the Carifta team and make other teams, so really exciting.
Now Ariana also spoke about her plans moving forward.
I'm really just trying to get better every year. I've been working on a lot of things that I've never done before and never tried before, and I can tell it's making a difference. So hopefully at the end of 2015, I'll be able to look back and be really excited going into 2016.
In addition to Ariana, a number of other world-class swimmers were in town over the weekend as well. Our Kelsey Johnson caught up with a few of them.
The Bahamas is now the getaway choice for a number of Olympians like Katie Melly and Colin Jones, who didn't mind training in paradise.
It's been an amazing week. Just like, I can't ask for anything better. The sunshine's been great, the people are great, we've loved swimming here, we loved everything about it. It's been amazing.
We're so happy to be out of the cold, first off. Thank you for letting us come down here. It's my first time to the Bahamas. I've had so much fun. And I thought this was going to be a little bit of vacation and we were going to be able to sneak some in there, but we've been training pretty hard. And the meet we had today was awesome. So happy to be in the Bahamas, and it won't be my last time. I'm sure I'll be back.
We were doing kind of a hard set the other day, and I was like, guys, just look where we are. Like, you can't complain about it at all because it's just beautiful.
The two swimmers are members of the Swim Mac Elite team, which also includes Ryan Lochte, Bahamian Ariana Vanderpool Wallace, Roy Birch, and Nick Thulman. The stars are preparing for the upcoming swim meets.
I have a bunch of goals that I want to accomplish in the sport of swimming for 2016 and this World Championships coming up.
I'll be in Toronto at Pan Am's, and I'd like to go 21.3. I want to break the American record again. That's the goal under free. I'll probably be on a relay, so I'd like to be at 47, somewhere around there. So I want to do best times this year.
While here, the Olympians even got a little competition under their belts.
I swam the 50 breaststroke and the 50 free with Ariana, and pretty pleased with the times. Ariana beat me in the 50, but she usually does that, so it's okay.
I was in the 50 fly and the 50 free. We've had some tough training. My 50 fly was great. I've been working a lot of fly this week. My 50 free, not as well as I wanted it, but you know, I'm here, I'm having a great time, and I know when it comes to taper time, I'll be ready.
Lochte also offered advice to the young local swimmers.
One of the biggest things is to make sure you guys set goals. I think that's one of the biggest things for little kids, is so they have a purpose every day they go to a swimming pool. They have a purpose and they want to try to achieve it.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
The Province Basketball Association's best of 3 first-round playoffs back on the floor last night at the AF Adelaide Gym. Up first, the YK's Wreckers were in need of a win to extend their series with the PJ Stingers, and the Wreckers started strong, going up 27-17 after the first quarter. The Stingers climbed back in the ball game over the next 2 quarters, and they actually took a 4-point lead to the fourth. Down the stretch, though, the Wreckers did what they had to as they hold off the Stingers 103-102 to extend the series.
The team came out tonight and executed the game plan quite well. Stingers made a run at the end of the game, but we stuck with it, and by the grace of God and hard playing and sticking with what we have to do, we pulled over the win tonight. We are really proud of them tonight. Hopefully, Wednesday we can come back in here and do the same thing.
At one point in time, we were up by about 7 points down the stretch. Our guards really gave up the ball a little bit too much. We made 3 crucial errors. Turnovers that resulted in 7 points back to back, and the bank 3-pointer down there with about 23 seconds left. So those kind of stuff really cost the game. You got to stick to the fundamentals and protect the ball down the stretch in the fourth quarter. But we'll be back to fight another day. We'll get ready for game 3, and hopefully things will go our way.
As for last night's feature game, the Double R Services Cleaners in a similar predicament to the Wreckers, needing a win against the Commonwealth Bank Giants to force a winner-take-all game 3. And the Cleaners look to be on their way for the better part of 3 quarters. In the fourth, though, the Giants would outscore the Cleaners 34-20 en route to a 95-80 victory and a 2-game sweep. The Giants now await the winner between the Stingers and Wreckers in the semifinals, which start on Friday. Last night, we told you that John Quell Jones and the George Washington Colonials will be headed to the Spokane Regional for the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. The Colonials are seeded 6th with a first-round matchup against 11th seed Gonzaga in Oregon on Friday night.
It feels kind of surreal to be able to accomplish the things that we've accomplished as a team and as individuals, and we're still building towards everything going into March Madness.
I'm happy for our players. As a head coach, it's great because I feel like we've put the GW program back to where we feel like it's its rightful place. To be A10 champions in both the regular season and the tournament, to be in the top 20 and be going to the NCAA tournament. And that's why all those banners are in the Smith Center, so much that Joe McEwen did for this program. I think that as a whole is more important than any seed or where you're going to play. Just knowing that I think the future is on solid ground. I think we've got depth, and I think we'll continue to push each other. It's good to have somebody else to know now we're playing because we've gone at each other pretty hard the last 4 practices. But that's, I think, a trademark of this group. It's a really competitive group. A Gonzaga team that I know in the first 2 games of the season beat Dayton. And so obviously they have a great tradition, just like GW at Gonzaga with Coach Graves, and obviously carrying over his two assistant. That's taken over. I'm excited, and I think Julie's done a great job there in her first year. But I'm excited to head to Corvallis and get our kids prepared to take on no matter who we're playing. It just happens to be Gonzaga and happens to be on a neutral floor.
Now with March Madness here, the crew in the ZNS Sports department could not be left out, and we decided to add a special twist to our bracket challenge.
Every time Uncle comes over.
That's right. This year's March Madness Challenge took on a new meaning when the sports department were challenged to beat this woman, our very own Betty Thompson-Moss. Betty knows as much about college basketball as she does about quantum physics. But being a good sport, Betty actually believes she can do better than Chris, Fisher, Kelsey, Julian, and myself. Betty did her research and didn't hesitate to ask Chris for some advice. Let's hope she didn't go bust on day 1. Of course, being professional sportscasters, nobody in the department wants to lose to Betty, so we got to work on our picks. We'll see how things go when the play-in games happen later on tonight and the real tournament setup that begins on Thursday. With 2 days in between, our colleagues didn't hesitate to weigh in on who they think will win this challenge, the sports department or Betty Thompson-Moss.
I'll stick with sports on that one.
You're a sellout.
How is that?
Betty versus who?
The sports team.
Sports guy. Sports guy. Fitness guy.
Roach.
Yeah?
Betty versus the sports team.
May I versus? Because I got with Betty and it's going to bad me.
Well, I gotta go with Betty, but you crazy, eh? Betty all the way. Sports? Have they been right with anything yet? I don't think so.
Betty, okay?
Betty.
I don't know about the sports guys. I go with the sports girl, Kelsey, because she's a winner. Go, Kelsey, go!
Why not Betty?
So
Why not
I'm not
Betty?
understanding then.
Betty or nothing?
I gotta go with the sports guys, Mr. Morris. Betty don't know who play basketball in the Bahamas put by America.
I go with the sports guys.
Betty Thompson?
I cannot go against my sister Kelsey. Kelsey and the sports crew and Julian all the way. Sorry, Betty.
Not Betty Thompson, eh?
Yes. No, Betty Thompson lost.
I'm going with the sports team. Let's go, sports team.
Who do you think will win, Ken Oddly? Betty versus the sports guys.
Betty.
Betty, you're not just saying that because she right there.
No, man.
Well, we have a couple of weeks left, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see how everything turns out. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.